This week 14 DFS picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is presented by WynnBet. WynnBet is now live in Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. From boosted same game parlays to live in-game odds, WynnBet has what you need to win. Sign up today, bet $100 and get a $100 free bet at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET.
Hi, this is Merrill Hodge, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Oh, what's up, Sean? Sorry, was firing the technical team.
What happened? What they do?
Mistake. They may have not updated the text on the screen, so it's magically happening. Movie magic. If you're watching on YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast.
NFL Week 14 DFS picks. If you're watching live on YouTube, which we encourage you to do, we just hours ago knocked out a sweet prop show with Katie Mox. Before that, we went on a little bit of a heater with our World Cup picks. Ooh. We got Army Navy college football podcast with Colby Dant. Of course, our NFL picks podcast. So much action, so many winners, right? Really giving
Sean,
out.
before you get to that,
real quick,
can we promote something that we're doing real quick?
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna talk. You want to go to the merch store because
give yourself a solo camera ride. Ryan is wearing the Let It Ride holiday sweatshirt. I'm gonna go get the other one, Ryan, while you're modeling.
It's honestly, I know it's a Friday afternoon, nighttime. Some places, if you're listening to the podcast, you're gonna want to go to the merch store and check it out. But shout out to Jake, another banger. I mean, like I said, the little one, and Sean's bringing it over right now. We're going my little one loved this design. Didn't pick up on the nose beers angle of it, just like the reindeer. Goes really nice with the eagle green over there. It's very festive of you. Meanwhile, like I said, I already showed it off. The Let It Ride. Again, the merch store is off the chain or off the tracks. I don't know what the kids say. Rocking. Oh, look at you, Sean. Did a couple push-ups out there.
Yep. Well, it's getting a little warm. I'm going to keep the Let It Ride or the nose beers.
Oh yeah, you want another nice? Oh, whoops. There we go. Again, if you're looking to see me and Sean modeling stuff, YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. We're not one of these places that hires beautiful people to wear their clothes.
Well, right.
This is clothes for the average man. Colby's not here. We're not beautiful right now.
You know what is beautiful? SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet, where you can bet big, win even bigger. That's right. Bet $100, get a $100 free bet. We've been giving out build your own bets. There's plenty of opportunities to get down on those. So much fun, so much action, and like I said, bet $100, get a free $100 bet. It does not get any better. SportsGamblingPodcast.com/WynnBet. You got the parlay wheel. Love me a parlay wheel. It's basically you put in a parlay, you spin the wheel for parlay boosts, extra prizes. You never know what you're gonna get. All you know is it's going to be awesome. Arizona, Colorado, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Tennessee, and Virginia. If you're heading there and you're not using WynnBet, what are you doing? If you live there and you haven't signed up, do us a solid. Come on, closing out the year strong. D-Genzo. Peace. I'm out. You're cool. You're cool. Offers subject to change. Terms and conditions at WynnBet.com. Must be 21 or older and present in the state where play through WynnBet is available. If you or someone knows a gaming problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Hi, my name is Ryan Kramer, and I have a gambling problem. Welcome to my podcast. Look, I rarely am I this confident in the millionaire.
Oh wow,
Million Maker, Sean.
Starting off hot.
I said this to you before as I was building. You can't. I don't know where you were. You were off. Just gallivanting through the streets of Eagle Rock.
It was getting our iced coffee. So go on.
That sounds about right.
You're welcome.
Came back into the office. You probably noticed I was laser focused, and I just remember, much like when you see that safe get broken, and you hear that kunk, that last piece of the lineup slid in perfectly. And what did I did? Put my hands up in the air and said, I don't need to make any more lineups this week, Sean. One's enough. One's good enough for the million.
So
anyway, hopefully you're that confident about your lineup.
You only need one to win $1 million, Ryan.
Happy if you want to also submit one, I'd be honored for you to dupe me. We can split the $1 million. No one else has this lineup. I guarantee it.
No one else copied my $200,000 lineup either. Really,
well, that is to this day insulting.
Hey, gave out winners, so it's up for you. You decide what you want to do with the winners. Ryan, I'm gonna get right to it.
Okay.
This is I can't imagine he's going to be owned a ton, and I keep going back and forth here.
Well, I do have the projections in front of me.
Okay.
Courtesy of our friends over at Establish the Run.
I'm going Kirk Cousins, 6,100. What is his ownership percentage? I can't imagine.
Well, you are I'm without looking at it yet. I've looked at it, but I don't remember. I would imagine he'll be less popular than the other guy in the matchup, Jared Goff.
Well, Jared Goff's $500 less. I imagine he might be a
Goff
little
15%, Cousins 12%. The current
projection. So Kirk Cousins 6,100. Like I pointed out in the prop show, I think there's a real chance Kirk Cousins gets a rushing touchdown, and Lions have let up 6 rushing touchdowns. You know, Justin Jefferson didn't have a massive game against the Lions last time. You know, they do some bracketing with him, but I think he's actually going to be fired up for a revenge style game. And my bring back is a little different than might. It is not Amon-Ra St. Brown, so I'm going one receiver for the Vikings. We'll get to that in a second, but gonna mix it up a little bit with the bring back. So
on the other side, Sean mixes up the bring back.
Yeah, I do.
All right, running back one.
You like that?
You want my running back one? We discussed him earlier on the prop show. Sometimes you just got to have a little bit of gut handicapping, and just it's time. I know the Don of Bills Mafia told us all off season. He was right. It's Singletary's job. But this is when the money's made in fantasy. This is when the money's made in best ball, Sean. And boy, do I love that I have a decent amount of James Cook, because 4,600 once again, you're playing the angle here. What do we like? We like to see teams attacking the Jets through the air with the running back. So that makes sense. Also, he could just get more of the carries this week. I kind of had to save down with this oh wait, I'm going running. What? I didn't even give you my quarterback.
Yeah, what
because
are you doing,
we talked
Ryan?
about it before the show. It's Huntley, baby. 5,500. You got to dust them off. I know they're pretending like Lamar is close to playing. Lamar's not playing. Huntley's in, and quite frankly, Pittsburgh can be passed against. So there's going to be some opportunity. It's hard to avoid the divisional spot this week, Sean, unfortunately. So good of you to stay in the dome. I went completely off the reservation. I just think we've seen it before. And honestly, we didn't like the way Lamar's been playing. So kind of excited to see what Huntley can bring. Again, he came in no reps against the Denver Broncos defense that is, even if they're down a little bit, still one of the top 10 units in the league. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has not been that at all. I know they've been good situationally, but not been good all in all. So Huntley 5,500. Got it.
ZD Mills is saying I play the
smoking my weed.
Yeah, well, you know what it was. It's so obvious that Huntley's the quarterback.
Okay,
5,500.
And we didn't really talk about the winner last week. Kind of a weird week. Geno Smith was the winner. Quarterback Brian Robinson.
It wasn't Goff.
No, I'm surprised. Geno Smith, Brian Robinson Jr., Zonovan Knight,
bam.
Devontae Adams obviously was huge. Tyler Lockett, that stack was pretty good. Garrett Wilson, Logan Thomas was probably his worst play here at 5 points. Amon-Ra St. Brown obviously went off, and then Brown's defense got him 30 against against Houston. That was almost like an obvious play. And then we have another question from Chris here. What are we looking for per position to have a GPP lineup in terms of points per salary? I think cash, it's like 3x a player's salary. And I was going to do the, so if you're now this guy got 230 points.
I was going to say, I would imagine if you average the winners, you're probably clearing 4 points per dollar if that's what you're looking for.
So if you're spending $50,000 in the Millie Maker lineup and you get 230 points,
that would be like 4.6 points per dollar.
Okay, so yeah, if you get right, so yeah, if you're basically, yeah, we'll call it 4.5. So if you're paying 5,000, 1,000 for a guy, you should be getting 4.5 points.
Well, that's what I was thinking though. What do you think the average Millie Maker winner has gotten this? Because this is a short. It's a short 230-ish
range.
It's a short slate this week. Remember, Sean, you have 6 teams on bye. You have 3 primetime games. So there's only 10 games to pick from here. So that probably brings it down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You're also just. I don't even know if you're obviously trying to get points, but I don't think you're looking at it that way with the GPP stuff as much. Because you're just playing ceiling. So however you want to articulate that, I mean, I guess you're looking to make sure your ceiling can outpace that 4.5 times the dollar amount.
Yeah. No. So if I'm playing Kirk Cousins at 6,000, can he get to 27 points? Yeah, I think he can. Yeah. I mean, and the rushing touchdown thing is kind of interesting for me. Moving over to my running back, my first running back, give me Joe Mixon. $6,900 at home against this Browns defense, which is just horrific against the run. I mentioned it on the prop show, him to hit 3 touchdowns is at like plus 1,300. So obviously there is some expected value there that he's going to go off and have a big game. It's hard not to like it.
Any concern with P. Ryan looking pretty good? Maybe there's a little bit more sharing. Doesn't matter. Matchups.
I'm good.
Bulletproof matchup. All right, as I told you earlier, James Cook, 4,600. This is his week. He becomes the number 1 guy. This already has kind of a floor built in with the pass game work that he's been getting. Should be used in this matchup, and I would bet that he has more carries than Singletary this week. So 4,600 allowed me to do some fun stuff. I've only spent 10,100 so far with a quarterback and a running back. James Cook, Bills. Going to score some points this week.
My second running back, I'm going Miles Sanders. I think there's a chance he has a really pretty good game. The Giants have been decent at limiting the receivers, and the Eagles, it's not. They do seem to alternate games where they have a huge rushing game, then they have a huge passing game. I think Miles Sanders could have a really big game here against this Giants defense that really struggles at the linebacker position. He didn't do a ton last week. I think he's due. Boston Scott's really fun for the touchdown prop.
Only 4,200.
He's 4,200. I think he's definitely worth it in a GPP shot, but I like Miles Sanders 6,200 as well. So yeah, give me Miles.
Oh man, I will have to build a Dan. Now I'm lied. I'm going to build another lineup. It's going to be a Dan Jones lineup with a Boston Scott bring back. I have to.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got running back 2.
I've given out my 2 running backs and my quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Running back 2.
Yep.
Deontay Foreman. Carolina, like I said to you earlier in the SGPN offices, he's off the injury report. Seattle's been dreadful against the running back, quietly worse than Cleveland, in the same vein as Chicago and Houston. And he's honestly, like, he's looked like a dog. If you're the offensive coordinator and you have Sam Darnold running out there, you're definitely going to hand the ball to this guy 25 times. I mean, the volume to dollar ratio is just way off. 5,400 Deontay Foreman.
Yeah, and I was kind of off him early week because it didn't seem like he's going to play, but he's off the injury report, so he should be good to go. And yeah, I think he could have a pretty big game against this Seattle defense. I mean, the passing defense is pretty shitty for Seattle as well.
It's true. Both ways, it's not great, but some teams have really taken advantage of them on the ground.
For me, I'm going Justin Jefferson. He's my guy. again, $9,000. Can he get to 36 points or whatever it is? Yeah, he's had 38 against Buffalo. He had 42 at home against Green Bay. And again, I think revenge could be on his mind. His worst game of the season came against the Detroit Lions. He gets to see him twice, and is he gonna have? I think this is a fun breakout spot for him.
Yeah, it's closer to 40 if you do the math. But yeah, I'm also on Justin Jefferson 9,000. Definitely wanted to get involved in this game as a game stack. I guess in some regard, maybe you play some lineups where you fade it because everyone is probably going to be involved in this game in some way, and so it will be quite chalky. But Justin Jefferson in this matchup, it does. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, just seeing that Kirk Cousins and Jared Goff project to be through 30% of the quarterback field this week kind of tells the story. But I do think he'll be less owned than the other receiver in this game. So Justin Jefferson, $9,000. I'm with you.
Let's go. My next receiver, I'm doing a mini game stack. First part of the mini game stack, Tyler Lockett. Coming off another big game, I think he can continue. I think there's going to be some opportunities. And Seattle, they are just comically thin at the running back position. Kenneth Walker's out. You know, all their running backs are either out or completely banged up. I mean, I don't know. Have you heard about Walker potentially playing? I haven't seen anything positive.
I've seen that I've seen nothing.
DJ Dallas is also injured. Maybe Travis Homer and Tony Jones Jr. do something, but I think they're gonna have to throw the ball a bunch. And DK Metcalf is banged up; he's questionable. So I think it's a big Tyler Lockett game.
Did not practice. DK Metcalf did not practice today, Friday. Ken Walker did not practice today, Friday. DJ Dallas did not practice today, Friday.
So I think DK Metcalf plays of those guys, but he might not be 100%. And Tyler Lockett seems like their only healthy option to really get the ball down the field. Noah Fant's also interesting because they seem to be involving him more.
Well, Disley got a limited practice in today, and don't there is a injury designation for Geno on the right shoulder for what it's worth. But I'm with you. That's a sneaky game. It also kind of profiles as not a divisional game in a week where most of these games are divisional games. All right.
Yeah, there's no non-conference games, and I usually
Dallas, Houston.
Oh, you're right. But who wants to play?
It's
that
in the
game?
same state though. It's like the same thing.
And I realize I'm getting the stack in the division game, but you know that Vikings Lions seems like maybe the exception to the rule when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so wide receiver 2 is that first game stack for me, which is Justin Jefferson completing it with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Don't care if I'm going to be chalky with this one. If I'm going to eat some chalk, this almost feels like eating running back chalk here with at least the consistency. Jefferson, not exactly a huge game after huge game, but has been pretty consistent. Pretty high floor, really only one dud this whole year, and 1 or 2 duds. And like you said, the ceiling is massive. Well, St. Brown, I think his floor is the ceiling. He makes this offense go. It feels like his anytime touchdown is about as sure as bet as possible, and double-digit targets. I don't see this Minnesota team taking him out. So I'll be. This is my area of chalk. 7,800. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm doing. I don't know. I imagine he's going to be chalky, but as much as I am not a big Sam Darnold fan, there is one guy he throws the ball to. He throws him to him decent amount. DJ Moore. He's only 5,500. He's playing this pretty shitty Seattle defense. I think there's going to be some opportunities, and I like this little game stack here. Seattle, Carolina. Yeah, give me DJ Moore at 5,500.
Yeah, ownership projections around 8%.
All right, so that's not too crazy. Ryan, we got a couple more positions left before we get to that. Shout out to Dave. That's right, your good buddy Dave here to help you on the holidays. Again, it's the holiday season. There's been a couple Christmases where old Sean Green looking around the bank account, got to get some gifts. Nothing there. What do? You don't want to have to borrow money from friends and family. You don't have to borrow money from people you're trying to buy gifts for. This is where your good pal Dave comes in handy. Dave is the banking app that could help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. With Dave, there's no interest, late fees, or credit checks. More money to buy those last minute gifts, catch up on bills, so you don't have to be maybe you're waiting for that next paycheck. You need some money now. Dave is here to help. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download the Dave app from the App Store right now, or go to dave.com/SGPN. Actually, just go to dave.com/SGPN so they know we sent you. Sign for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees apply. Banking services provided by Evolve Bank and Trust, member FDIC. So Kramer, I've given out all my receivers. Where are you at?
I'm about to give out my third receiver, first leg of the stack. And it makes sense to add Huntley with the tight end. We'll get to that in a second, but you know who had 8 targets and 7 catches last week, Sean? He's only 4,000, pretty cheap. Mr. Demarcus Robinson of the Baltimore Ravens. This is where the $1 million is made. No one is playing this motherfucker this week. No one. I think people might play Andrews because they'll have the narrative of he did well with Huntley last year. No one's playing Robinson. He's the guy that's going to randomly catch that deep ball for me to win me the $1 million. 4,000. Demarcus Robinson. Let's fucking go.
Wow. All right.
8 targets for $4,000. What am I missing? What am I missing?
Yeah, no, and clearly he has some sort of chemistry with Huntley. That's a really cheap, fun stack. All right, Ryan, what do I do at tight end? I'm sitting here. I got $3,100. I'm going back and forth between either Noah Fant. Again,
you want at the tight end position?
Yeah,
3,400,
3,100,
3,100.
Tyler Conklin's 3,100 and Noah Fant's 3,100. Noah Fant coming off a bigger game, 5 catches, 4 receptions. He did waste a touchdown last week. Tyler Conklin though got 7 targets, only caught 2 of them against the Vikings for 9 yards. What are your thoughts here?
My thoughts are: you grow a sack, you scroll down the board, and you take your guy in Conquo.
Oh yeah, why did I forget about Chig?
2,700. Maybe this frees up for you to swap something else on your team.
No, you're right. I have Chig in the prop show. Love it.
And to me, I put him in the bucket with Jared Cook. I think we've seen it. It's creeping up. It's creeping up. No Treylon Burks. Someone's catching passes for this team. I think he's going to start to see a decent volume in this offense, and his athleticism should give him a shot to do something crazy.
Love it. Yeah, good call, Ryan.
Yeah, that's called coming out of the bullpen. No warm up, banging a strike just like George W. back in 9/11. All right, tight end. Love that fucking. I mean, not a political statement, but one of the greatest athletic achievements this world has ever seen. Mark Andrews, my tight end, obviously 6,500. I wonder, and let me pull it up. I wonder how owned he'll be, because is it a chalky narrative or is it just a chalky narrative for those in the? No, he's not going to be heavily owned. Nice. I'm still scrolling looking for him, but Andrews last year. Let me pull up the numbers. All right, projection 0.7 ownership. That's insane. All right, so in games,
I think you're the only one on this. I mean, I think
in games where Huntley started, 10 targets, 8 catches, 73 yards, 11 targets, 11 catches, 115 yards and a touchdown, 13 targets, 10 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 targets, 6 catches, 89 yards, 15 targets, 8 catches, 85 yards. Those were the games that Huntley started last year. Mark Andrews did his better games were not with Lamar Jackson. I think we might have even touched on this in the preseason. So this is a dream scenario here against the team that has struggled against receivers that will take you downfield and has struggled against tight ends that can threaten you downfield. This is the dream. Mark Andrews is scoring 2 touchdowns. That's how we're winning the $1 million. Oh my God. It's part of the reason we win the $1 million. Mark Andrews, 6,500. Like I said, everything fit perfectly in this lineup.
Yeah, I guess my only concern is just we've seen so many of these AFC North games be super ugly between Ravens and Steelers.
That's true.
But again,
That's
this is why this is kind of where you go contrarian.
I mean, even last year when they played, it was a low scoring game, but
he still got
they
there.
let him throw 31 times, 32 times, 40 times, 38 times, 30. But in the Pittsburgh game specifically, that was the game Andrew saw 15 targets, caught 8 balls for 85. So, I mean, the volume could be there. He didn't have an overall great game, but the volume is going to be there.
Yeah, and Bills Mafia DJ 92 saying put Chig at the tight end. Chig is in. The Chig is up. There's a lot of fun Chigs things you could say, and I wouldn't be shocked if that Jacksonville Tennessee game could get kind of interesting because you could do a Tannehill Chig.
I lied. I'm doing more lineups.
You could do a Tannehill Chig with like Robert Woods, and then bring it back with some. And not even play Henry, or you do Henry with some. There's a lot of different ways you could skin that game. Could get funky down.
Or that cat.
Or that cat.
A Jaguar pun.
For my flex, give me Jameson Williams. He's $4,400. I mean, the sky is the ceiling with this kid. They had a game last week where they eased him in, 1 target, 0 catches. This is the ultimate boom bust play, but at 4,400, fun bring back option, and you're getting leverage off of all the other guys that you definitely know are going to get played a bunch on the Detroit side.
Yeah, don't hate it.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, you ready for this bring back?
Yep. What do you got for your defense? Your bring back.
Another sub 1% projected ownership, and we got the squeaky wheel situation. Mr. George Pickens on the bring back. Woo, 5,000. Let's fucking go. I love this one. He's coming off
squeaky wheel. You know what, Ryan? And it makes me like the Steelers even more. But when asked about Mike Tomlin, who again, you got to watch
fucking working here.
Yeah, some guy annoying him as he's walking in. He's fucking working here. The guy's reaction's like he's so excited that
he's stoked
that Tomlin essentially told him to fuck off. It's a pretty great video. They asked Tomlin about Pickens, and he said, I'm okay with it because it shows fiery competitive spirit. That's like the ultimate player's coach response. Now, maybe behind doors, he was like, dude, don't show up the guys and, handle it differently. But that to me is the perfect response. And that to me shows he's not a guy that's going to get worked out of the game plan because he was bitching about, not getting enough looks.
Yeah. Also just love him in this matchup. First time playing the Ravens. I mean, excited. All right. What do you got for your defense,
Ryan? Why don't you tell me who you have for your defense? Because I'm gonna pull a couple nuggets here.
Sean, I had exactly $2,200 left, and so I could play 2 defenses: the Texans against the Cowboys, or I could spend every dollar and I could correlate my defense to my running back and play the Carolina Panthers coming off a bye, rested. Against the Seattle team, Gino has
a little slip.
He's starting to
shoulders
fall
a
apart
sore
a little bit. They don't have the key piece to the offense. The running back Ken Walker. It does seem like he probably isn't going to go this weekend. And again, crazier stuff can happen. I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing if we look up and Carolina has defeated Seattle, and we're talking about a situation where like the Niners are a win away from clinching the division. So Carolina defense 2,200. I managed to correlate it with the running back, Sean. This lineup is so delightful. The only thing that stands on an island for me is James Cook at 4,600. But that just to me is just such a sharp play.
Well, and the Jets defense does struggle with pass catching running backs. That's a fun play.
Right. I'm not fucking around this weekend.
I use this nugget on the NFL Pick Show, but I'm going to recycle it for this show as well. Who is Josh Allen? What team is he throwing the most interceptions against?
Probably
you guessed
the Patriots. No,
the
Jets.
New York Jets, the team he's playing this Sunday. The more I keep seeing this, the more I think the Jets could be a live dog in this game. Only $2,500. They've shown an ability to turn over the Bills. They've shown an ability to limit points as well. They have a pretty good pass rush. And this is a division game in upstate New York. There's a lot of reasons where this could be low scoring, could be ugly, and could have some turnovers. So give me the New York Jets for 2,500. Probably one of my favorite defenses here. I mean, I do obviously like the Eagles defense. I do like the Bengals defense, but those are way more pricey.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of people are going to play the So the two defenses
Cowboys,
that
I guess,
project
yeah.
to play the most are the Cowboys and Steelers this week, which is interesting, by a mile. So you said Cleveland, not all.
No, Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati, pretty far down the list on the projection, whatever that means, for what it's worth.
Yeah, because they're a little pricier. And again, I don't think you should worry too much. Well, too much about ownership in general, but especially with defensive ownership.
The defensive ownership game is just, you want to try to avoid the defense that you probably don't want to be on the Cowboys or Steelers this week. Although we would have said that about the Browns last week, and they scored fucking 30 points. So
it feels like it's somewhat random, but. And Tarek in the chat saying 80% chance of snow and high at 38 degrees in Buffalo. That's going to be tough to cover.
Well, the angle, Sean, of course, is if they do well, you're on them with everyone else, and if they don't do well,
it's not a big deal because everyone's on.
If they don't do well, now you've destroyed 30% of the field.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But that's the game theory.
All right, so my lineup: Cousins at quarterback, Joe Mixon.
Ugh.
What?
I play Cousins too, but I hate having Cousins in the lineup. And when he does bad, it's just like, fuck you.
This feels like this feels like the time to take him because everyone's talking about how the Lions, they're better. I'm so smart. The Lions have a worse record and they're favored.
Wins don't matter.
You're so dumb to take this 10-2 team getting 2.5 points. We'll see. Kirk Cousins 6,100, Joe Mixon 6,900, Miles Sanders 6,200, Justin Jefferson $9,000, Tyler Lockett 6,500, DJ Moore 5,500, Chig Okonkwo 2,700, Jameson Williams 4,400, Jets 2,500. Kramer, what do you got? Rattle it off for the
Tyler Huntley 5,500, Deontay Foreman 5,400, James Cook 4,600, Justin Jefferson $9,000. Amon-Ra St. Brown 7,800. George Pickens 5,000. Mark Andrews 6,500. Demarcus Robinson 4,000. And the Panthers defense 2,200. Sean, I got nothing left. It's the perfect lineup. Talk to me on Sunday night.
All right,
I'll be $1 million heavier.
Well, we'll be spraying champagne in the studio.
Will Sean also submit this lineup, or will he feel like an asshole when I win $1 million all by myself?
It's a tremendous amount of shit talking you're saying. Hey guys.
Oh, that's gonna be hilarious.
Look at these sweet Christmas sweatshirts. If you're going to a Christmas party and check the ship and delivery dates. I gotta see when I ordered these guys.
Like 2 days ago.
It must not have been.
No, it was recently. It was definitely, at worst it was Tuesday.
Yeah,
because we were hitting the links on Monday.
You're right. Yeah, it was Tuesday, and this stuff's already here.
At worst,
quick.
At worst.
So still plenty of time to get some holiday gear. Dong. Just always good to hear a dong. The chat's requested multiple dongs. Dong. Hey guys, we'll see you Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific for the live pregame show. Call into Discord. We love actually talking to you guys on the audio. That's a lot of fun. Love answering your questions.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
As my daughter said, Dad, no one wants to talk to anyone. Texting's fine.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
I haven't decided what I'm going to do with the $1 million yet. Thanks for asking.
Kramer, let it ride.